Good morning all, it's Friday morning. It's already 11 o'clock. I've been a bit busy this morning, so I've not watched anyone or recorded anyone leaving the yard, but we've got everyone out. George is out pre-emming the maize that's been drilled earlier this week. Will Hammond's moving the fibre digestate. Andrew, Dad and Harry are up on groundworks in front of Will with the maize drill. And then Ant again tanking. And Flynn has taken a trailer up to Will with some more of the seed that he needs, as well as a little bit of fertilizer to top up where we couldn't spread digestate on a couple fields. So that's what Flynn's up to, and I'm about to head up and take the remainder of the maize seed bags, the loose ones that weren't on pallets, drop them up there so they can be drilled in the next couple of days. And when I'm up there, I'll have a lot of stuff to record and catch up with, so hopefully it's a decent video for you today. So I thought I'd do some drone footage first thing after getting here, because I could see Will was down here in this bottom field. It's always obviously nice to get a view of that in behind, and I could hear Andrew and Harry in the field next door to me, so got the drone up straight away. I've now walked down into this bottom field against the road where Will is drilling. Thought it was a good chance. Someone asked in the comments the other day how we find 50 centimetre spacing instead of 75, because they mentioned that they found they couldn't cut it as short. It feeds absolutely fine into the forager, and yeah, we can't cut it as short because if I get low enough, you'll see it does leave a ridge. Obviously the seed discs are closer together, the fert discs are a bit closer to the seed, which prevents striping from lack of fertilizer on the hills that we're on, but it does leave a ridge. And with the seed in the middle of that ridge, obviously you cannot cut too low because you end up clipping the top of the ridge next door. So you can't cut quite as low, but if you're a dairy farmer, it's obviously not as much of an issue, as most of the goodness comes from the cob. So losing that 10-20 centimeters of the bottom of the plant isn't the end of the world for them. If you're cutting for biomass, obviously you are losing a little bit there at the bottom of the plant, but we found drilling at 50 centimeters that we've been getting better cobs, and the cob is the main factor in the weight of your crop. So anything that gives us a better cob, we're willing to give a go, and we found that 50 centimeter spacing is working very well for us. So that's where we're at the moment. As you will have seen on the machinery tour video, we do have a 75 centimeter space drill as well for when times do get really busy, but for now we're cracking on with the 50. While I was in Will's tractor, I just went to put the start of the video together and realised that the drone video that I did didn't save at all. So I'll head back to the top of the field and go again. So what I said previously about the drone video won't make a lot of sense at the moment, but it is coming. So this is what I thought I had recorded for the start of the video, but no problem. We'll crack on from here. Wheels up against the main road between Braunton and Barnstaple in the 250 and he's drilling a gear axe here, a variety called a gear axe that we've used for a few years. We're really fond of it, so we continue to use it while it performs. Again, at 42,000 seeds per acre and with the 50 centimetre spacing. So we'll just give you a decent wide view of what he's up to. Again, you can see decent moisture in the ground at the moment, kicking up a bit of dust behind him. And he's done the outside rounds already, so just working on the middle of the field. I know that some of you have said you'd prefer to hear the machines at times rather than the music. Annoyingly, the drone doesn't have a mic on it, so for the drone footage, unfortunately, you've got my voice or the music, but I will try my best to kind of get as much footage from the ground so that you can hear the machines working. But while the drone's up in the air, I just think it's best to give you some kind of commentary. You see there, very nice view to be working in today. And this is the second field of around 180 odd acres that are going in over the next couple of days. So while Will is drilling, Dad is back with the Horsch Terrano today, and he told me yesterday that he's not sure he's ever bought a better implement than this Terrano. He said the work it does is absolutely brilliant. It works it really deep, it breaks it up, it doesn't bring lots of stones up either, seems to miss stones but work around them. Yeah, he's really happy. So he's using this in front of both Harry and Andrew with both power harrows, trying to stay ahead of them. He's very nearly finished this field now. He's just working the few outside rounds of this field. They're currently, I think, one field behind, so at the moment, he's ahead. So I just shoot the drone over to the two power harrows that are working in a field that's tucked away from the rest of the block. And then from here, you see the camera jumps a bit because it cut out, but there we are. We've got both power harrows out. Harry here with the 8 meter, I believe, in the 370. And as well as Harry, we've also got Andrew in the same field. They're essentially knocking off the fields together as Dad's cultivating them. And he's doing his best to keep up and keep in front. I imagine by the end of the day, it's going to be a pretty tough ask to stay in front of 15 meters worth of power harrow. But yeah, for the time being, we've got the 8 meter here. And then if I just pan around, top corner of the field, Andrews with the 7 meter power harrow, again in another 8R370. I'll get a little bit of a close-up view of the power harrow working. Get a bit brave under the trees and show you what Andrew's up to. They were working quite a way away from me. I'm kind of up on the hill in the distance, so couldn't get too close to him at the moment to record from the ground. There we are. We see it breaking up all the soil on top and leaving a nice fine seed bed behind. Will's now moved into the field just opposite the road from earlier. It's yeah, let me know in the comments what you think, but that's got to be one of the best views in farming in the UK, surely. I'm sure plenty of you will have different opinions, but that's not bad. So you've seen some drone footage of Harry and Andrew power harrowing. That's in a field that's all on its own for this block. They're now in the field that we've just seen Dad cultivating in. Both working there. And while they're at that, Flynn's just sorting out getting the nurse tank moved, because it's still there from when we moved, or when we were tanking, sorry, digestate. So he's going to get that one moved out the way. You can see the ground here after Dad's cultivated it looks very dry, but there is moisture just under the surface still. Like I say, we're due a bit of rain this weekend, so we're hoping it all works out quite nicely. And Harry just disappears there over the brow of the hill. This is a blast from the past. More fuel is required, so the old fuel bowser is out. I've checked all the electrics and the tyres, and everything's good to go. So yeah, back on up to North Devon. So I headed up towards Braunton with the bowser, and just as I got in the field, I thought I would just give you a glimpse of what they're up to. As I first arrived, Dad pulling the cultivator, and Harry is in the second section of the field here with the power harrow. This field, before we started farming it, it was in a 5-year winter bird seed mix. So it was pretty weedy and had its difficulties when we first started, but it's performed pretty well really the last couple of years. You can see from the original shot I put on there, it's got a strip of grass and trees running through the middle of it. When we first took it on, the rest of the field was bar the trees looking fairly similar. Quite high grass, a lot of weed, but now it's back into an arable rotation and doing well. And if I just pan round, you'll see what I'm talking about a bit better. There we are. So this is a bit of a blast from the past now. Got the old orange Chieftain Bowser filling up with fuel in the field so that Harry can keep going tonight, and he's got enough for the morning. He's currently pulling the 8-meter power harrow, and from here I'm going to drop him back up to the other pickup, and I think his plan is to go and get some dinner for him, Dad and Will. See Dad up there pulling the cultivator in the next field, because they're pushing to get as much of this maize in the ground as possible. So these fields that we're in, Harry just shallowly, if that's a word, cultivated them a few weeks ago just to get the digestate in the ground. Dad's now ripping them much deeper using all that horsepower, and he said it is very hard because obviously it's been lightly cultivated, got a little bit wet and damp, and the top of it has formed quite a nice crust. But Dad's now pulling it deeper, decent moisture there again, and Harry is on the power harrow, and Andrew will be down here shortly as well. Andrew had to finish about 4 o'clock this afternoon, but lo and behold, he's done what he needed to do, and he's come back for the late shift. That is that's dedication. We're gonna end the video there for today. They're still all systems go. Harry's gone to get dinner for everyone so that they can keep cracking on. Just trying to get a gauge on whereabouts Will is up behind him. He's not too far behind him now in the drill. He's getting on with it. So yeah, it'll be interesting come the end of the day to see how much we did manage to get done in the single day. We've done pretty well, I would say, looking at it. And yeah, if they're talking of a bit of rain on Sunday, it'd be nice to get it all in the ground reasonably early tomorrow, if not tonight, so that it's all set in the ground, and the rain will just hopefully help it along, as long as it's not too much rain and too heavy. As you saw, those fields can be a bit steep there on the bank, and you don't want any washes, but we'll see. We'll check in again on Monday and see how it all went. And thank you very much for watching today and this week. And yeah, thanks for the support. I'll keep on trying to bring you something interesting each day.